We have 42% battery life. Let's make this quick.
Hi. Bye. See you next video.
Hi, welcome to 151 Garage. I'm Jill.
I'm Sean.
And today we're going to talk about the graphics on my vehicle.
So we got graphics for hers. It was minor graphics. It wasn't graphics like the ones that you see on her Bronco Sport. It was just like side graphics and graphics on the hood. Now, ironically, it seems like the smaller the graphics, like it's not the entire vehicle,
the harder
it is. We'll give you some ins and outs, what we've learned from getting the graphics done, and what to look for. Stuff we wish we would have known. Now, what we were doing is trying to test out a couple companies to get my vehicle completely wrapped, kind of like hers is.
Now, the two companies that we were checking out are local. We didn't have to go like
2.5 hours away, you know, one way, 2.5 hours away to get the graphics done. Again, if you find a good place that's 2 hours away or more,
keep them.
Keep them. We're probably going to go back to the same place. If not, we're going to kind of look around. We're going to get the graphics on this car redone a little bit, but we'll keep them for now. We do want to get her car completely wrapped with PPF, a matte or satin clear.
So comment down below if you think matte or satin clear on this one.
This one, yep. Now, again, we were trying to test out a couple of companies to see what they did, see how they were before we turned around and spent umpteen $1 million, it seems like, getting a full custom wrap. Now, mine's going to be a lot different. It's going to be a lot more graphics to it. It's not going to be just your simple pattern, kind of like hers is. Hers is more of a simple pattern. Mine's going to be a lot more in depth, and we'll get into that in a later video. But first, we'll show you what her graphics are. Okay, let me grab the video. So first and foremost, we have this right here. Now, it is dirty. I apologize.
Don't look at me.
It is dirty.
I have 6 cars. You know how hard it is to keep up on all of them?
Anyways, so what it is, it's satin white, and then it's white on that top corner, and it fades down to a solid topographical map. Now, granted, the map is a gray color and it fades out to white on the top, so it disappears completely. This is actually pretty nice. I like it. I like the way it is. This was done actually perfect the way I wanted it. Now, this right here comes up. It's almost like the one on like the old school or the AIG one, where it comes up and goes around. Let's see, right about here is where it starts fading in or fading out or whatever, where you see the topographical map. Obviously, we have our numbers. These numbers mean stuff to us. If you want to know what they are, this is our first date. Sentimental. I still remember it.
And this is the date I went into remission.
Yeah, this is the date she found out they could not find cancer. She still is in remission. Doesn't mean she's cancer-free yet.
So the way that works is you have 5 to 10 years. I'm on 5 years with the oncologist and 10 years with the breast surgeon. So after the 10 years, I should be okay.
Yeah, so
I got 5 more years.
This means a lot to us. These two numbers, you'll see them on both vehicles. In fact, they are on that vehicle as well, and they'll be on mine. But some of the things about the graphics. Now, the fade was supposed to go all the way up to middle way to the door. And I'll explain some of the things that were wrong and what you can do to avoid it, and our whole going through all these graphics and stuff to get it done. Now this right here, if you look at it, it kind of has like it's not as smooth as I wanted it to be, but again, this was supposed to be in here And this was supposed to be a lot taller. It was supposed to be from here to here. It's supposed to be all the way down. Now, the front, I wish was a little bit further back. I wish there was more of a gap right there rather than right here. I think it would look better because it looks kind of odd right here, just kind of where it kind of gets close and then far away again.
Yeah, I wish it kind of followed this body line right here. Yeah. And just slope down.
Now, the things we learned when you go to a graphics company or a graphics place, you don't necessarily talk to the graphics artist. It's
almost like the adult version game of telephone.
Yes. So for those who don't know, most graphics places do not have an in-house graphics designer. They usually outsource it.
Yeah, they sublet it out.
Let's see. There you go. Yeah, they kind of hire it out to other people. They hire other people, sublet it, like she said, and it's not in-house. This one was in-house. I wish I would have known that, because when I told the guy I wanted, and I showed him on the vehicle, I wanted 2 stripes. I wanted the stripes to be right here, and then it's like a 1/4 of an inch, and then the other one, there'd be a gap that's a 1/4 of an inch, and then the stripe above it would be like 3 inches or 2.5 inches. I had the measurements in there. I'm just going off the top of my head. And I told him I wanted the topographical map. I wanted everything to be satin white, and then the topographical map would be gray in the back. The lines would be gray, and then it would fade out to white midway through the door. When they sent me the first proof, oh, I tell you what, it was absolutely nothing like I told them. It was white in the front, gray in the back, solid, one huge line, and no topographical map. It also had the numbers that were way wrong. Now, do understand, I sent them everything I wanted. I sent a picture.
Detailed pictures.
I sent pictures of another Bronco that was like that, the same design as this, not the same, but almost the same design as this, the way it was laid out. I sent them the topographical map of the Badlands, and I sent them the exact numbers that are on the vehicle that mic is standing on, or the camera is standing on, to show them what numbers they were.
And how they were supposed to be positioned.
They got every bit of that wrong. They got the numbers on there. They're all mixed up. It was like they just threw all the numbers in a bag, shook it, and freaking pulled out the numbers. It was all messed up. Now, when I talked to the guy, I discussed it to, say, for instance, a salesperson. He went and discussed it with somebody else, and it went to the graphics guy. So it went from one person I told to another person. Now, granted, it is completely different. Who knows what they're told? I'm lucky it didn't come out with, purple with pink polka dots and crap like that. I was like, okay. We ended up going up there and talking to them about the graphics. We were able to talk to the guy, and it was a lot better.
Well, I stood right there, and it took like an hour to fix everything, because I stood step by step by step. And then when they printed off the thing, it's on an 8x10 piece of paper, and the car was like literally like this big.
Yeah, so you have a real hard time seeing the numbers.
You couldn't see anything. I mean, not unless you had like really good, super magnifying vision. You couldn't see anything. So I assumed, which was wrong on my part, because he had everything right on the computer screen, that he printed off the screen, and he didn't. I don't think they saved it. I think they guessed that they saved it, and they printed off the one.
Yeah, the save right before it. So they didn't print off the one they saved final. They printed off the one they saved before the final, which was it wasn't completely different. It was still close. It's this one right here, which is good, but we actually sat there and made sure it was perfect. In fact, I know it was the wrong one, because the numbers on this that they printed off were wrong.
Yeah.
They hadn't fixed the numbers yet. That was the saved before they fixed the numbers and made the graphics a little bit farther.
We had to wait for that to get done.
wait for that to get
we
done and
waited
stuff.
for him to finish it up.
So my suggestion, if you can talk to the graphics designer, talk to him in person, or talk to him, you know, however, send him pictures, send him detailed stuff, everything. Also, check out what printer they have. Not all printers are created equal. In fact, we found that out. This is actually one of the lower printers. Now, I do have to say, this is actually good because it's just grays and whites. This is black and white type stuff. There's no massive colors. There's no, you know, real weird design or anything like that. It's just your normal.
Yeah, it's not like
stuff.
a photograph
Yeah.
on the side of a car.
Yeah, it's not like a person on the side of a car where you need a lot of detail. This is about the least detailed graphics you could probably get. Now, the other thing is, make sure you get a proof you can get on the computer and blow up.
Yeah, don't get an 8x10.
No, don't get an 8x10. In fact, the one I got sent was a small little thing on my phone. I couldn't blow it up that much. Now, granted, when I blow it up even more, it's all digitized or all pixelated and stuff like that. It was absolutely awful. The next thing is, when you do get the proof, you do get everything, have them printed out, and before they install it on your vehicle, double check. Because the last thing you want to do is drop off your vehicle to have it done wrong, to have to come back to have it done again because they didn't have it done right the first time, or they messed something up, or it wasn't exactly what you were looking for. That's, I mean, it
sucked. The whole experience sucked.
and it was stuff that we didn't know. You know, we didn't know this. So it's something that we now know that if we go drop something off, we need to make sure it's done correctly. In fact, her vehicle, the Bronco Sport, that was done, and we identified everything. We talked to the guy. We went, he sent like the pictures on the computer so you could blow it up and look at it. He talked to us back and forth quite often. Now, he did hire that graphics design out, but it turned out really nice. And before we put it on the car, we dropped off the car, we went and looked at it, and he showed us exactly what we were getting. In fact, we had to go pick out the colors, the matte, and stuff like that, because he printed out a whole bunch of stuff. 20
different samples of different prints on different vinyls for us to choose from. I mean,
yeah, it was.
That's the company to look for.
Yeah, he printed out a whole bunch of different colors of
the oranges,
the oranges and the grays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The whites and stuff to see what we wanted to, you know, if it was just one layer of the whatever color versus another layer of the color.
Yeah, because y'all got to remember that's on a clear PPF. That's not a regular like white back vinyl and all printed. It's on clear.
That car
got 2 layers.
That car is cactus gray, just like this. But what they did is they put grays as a camouflage. So when they laid it over the cactus gray, it actually shows different versions or different shades of this same color, which worked out perfectly.
It's a beautiful wrap.
He basically laid out an entire hood of different colors and different shades and stuff like that for us to pick out. That was actually pretty cool. Now, again, why we didn't go with him, he is 2.5 hours away, one way.
And he moved and we don't know where.
Yeah, he moved. We can still get a hold of him, but we're like, okay, we'll try someplace a little bit closer.
Okay.
Our bad.
Okay, so we had the one local place that was like playing telephone. The other local place, and we're leaving named out intentionally.
Yeah.
How do you want to say? He just didn't want.
He didn't want the business. I guess it wasn't big enough for him. It seems like, because we had talked to him and he didn't have a graphics designer
for like months.
And I'm like, how do you do a graphics design place and you don't have a designer to do it? You just started. And I'll just leave it as okay. I went back later. I said, hey, will you be able to do it? Do you have a graphics designer? Yeah, we got one. Yeah, I'll take some pictures and get back with you. Well, he never got back to me. And again, I'm not going to go chase the guy down. If he doesn't want my business, I'll put it somewhere else. Do mind that I told him I'm getting something like this done small so I can see how the business works before I spend upwards of $6,000–7,000 on a full custom wrap on my vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give somebody $7,000 to do a job that I don't know they can handle.
Right.
Obviously, if they can't handle a $800 job, they're not going to get a $7,000 job from me. It would be stupid to do that. I'll test out the waters, test out what you can do, get you to do something small. If it comes out, if you like knock it out of the park, fine, I'll get it. We'll do business. But if you don't want to do my business, if you don't want my business, I won't give you a bigger business. So.
Right. But there is a silver lining to all this. At SEMA, we met a wrap guy. You tell him exactly what you want, and he wants to do an affiliate with us. So you tell him exactly what you want. Details just, like we said before, with the first company. And very extreme detail, what you want. He sends it off to his graphic guy. He'll send you proofs back. And they'll actually contact somebody that they deal with, I guess, in the area, and send that file over. They cut it, put it on your car.
They'll send the file to you.
Oh, yeah.
And you can give it to the person. They'll have it ready for anything like that. All the graphics, the cuts, everything like that. Really cool place. The guy showed me a lot of nice stuff. Really interesting. And we'll be kind of reaching out to him to find out what he can do for my vehicle. You kind of tell him basically what you want, and then he'll give you a couple, I think it's like 4 or 5 different variations of, hey, how about this? No, I want this done, or want this done, I want this changed, and they'll go from there. But yeah,
he seemed more chomping on the bit for business. I mean, he was like wanting us to we want this.
So we'll be reaching out to him. We'll leave the name down below and the stuff down below for him. Mm-hmm. He was a really nice gentleman.
Oh yeah.
Really nice. Now, granted, we've not used them yet. We are going to use them fairly shortly, probably after Christmas holidays. Just seem to be really busy for everybody, and the people that are still at work, it's very slim. It's very like skeleton crews for right around Christmas time. So after Christmas, beginning of the year, we'll be reaching out to him to get it done. But hope this helps you with whatever you try to do. If you try to do custom graphics, be ready for
a lot
ups
of
and downs. A lot of footwork, a lot of babysitting, not necessarily babysitting, but looking over what they do, double checking, getting emails, emailing them saying, hey, where's this at? What does it look like? Can I have a file so I can blow it up and look at it a little bit more detail?
Can I get a sample?
Can I get a sample? It'll be pretty good. Also, like I said, printers. There are different printers out there.
The higher resolution,
higher resolution, the better the printer.
So one that's on my little Sport is a very high-end printer that he used, and this one was the highest of the lower printers.
Yeah, it was one of the lower printers. So, but
communication is key.
Yeah. Stay on top of it. That's all I gotta say. Like I said, we'll probably keep this on for a little bit. We are gonna take it all the way off because we do want to wrap it completely in clear PPF, not gloss, probably matte or satin. Leave a comment down below what you think, and then
we'll go from there.
We'll go from there. See you next video.
Bye.